TV soap New and spoilers say that Beyond the Gates, a tale of vengeance, redemption, and the breaking point in the gripping, pulse-pounding narrative of Beyond the Gates, the stakes are higher than ever as Martin, a man clinging to the fragile threads of a comfortable life, faces a relentless and sinister force in the form of Kenneth, a vengeful thug whose shadow looms large over Martin's world. The question that burns in the minds of viewers is this: will Kenneth's unrelenting pressure push Martin to the edge of sanity, forcing him to take drastic, even fatal, action? Or will Kenneth's own dangerous game lead to his downfall? Let's dive deep into the heart of this psychological thriller, exploring the motivations, tensions, and dramatic confrontations that make Beyond the Gates a story of raw human emotion and moral ambiguity. This analysis will unravel the complex dynamics between Martin and Kenneth, ponder the likelihood of a deadly outcome, and examine why this tale of vengeance and desperation resonates so deeply. The setup: a life on the brink. Martin, at the outset, appears to be a man who has it all: a loving family, a stable career, and a life carefully constructed to shield him from the chaos of the world beyond his suburban gates. But beneath this veneer of security lies a man haunted by his past, a past that Kenneth, a figure from the shadows, is determined to unearth and exploit. The story begins with Martin's seemingly idyllic existence, but the cracks in his carefully curated life are already visible. His interactions with his wife, Samantha, and their children reveal a man burdened by unspoken fears, a man who knows that the past is never truly buried. Kenneth, on the other hand, is the embodiment of chaos. A thug with a vendetta, driven by a potent mix of rage, greed, and a desire to dominate. His motivations are clear from the moment he steps into the frame. He wants revenge for a perceived wrong, he wants financial compensation, and, perhaps most chillingly, he wants to instill the fear of God in Martin. Kenneth is not just a threat, he is a predator, circling Martin's life with a calculated precision that is as terrifying as it is relentless. His presence is a constant reminder that no amount of wealth, status, or gated communities can protect Martin from the consequences of his past. The catalyst: Kenneth's multifaceted assault. What makes Kenneth such a formidable antagonist is his ability to attack Martin from every angle. He is not content to simply confront Martin directly. Instead, he weaves a web of manipulation and intimidation that threatens to ensnare everyone Martin holds dear. Kenneth's tactics are both psychological and physical, a masterclass in how to dismantle a man's life piece by piece. He targets Martin's family, his reputation, and his sense of security, leaving no stone unturned in his quest for dominance. One of the most chilling moments in Beyond the Gates comes when Kenneth appears at the home of a congressman, a connection facilitated by his son, Tyrell. This scene is a masterstroke of tension, as it reveals the depth of Kenneth's reach. By infiltrating the upper echelons of power, Kenneth demonstrates that no one is beyond his grasp. His ability to befriend Tyrell, a young man who is both impressionable and unaware of Kenneth's true nature, is a stark reminder of how predators exploit trust to get closer to their prey. Tyrell, in his innocence, becomes an unwitting pawn in Kenneth's game, a tool to further destabilize Martin's world. But Kenneth's campaign of terror doesn't stop there. In a pivotal scene, he encounters Samantha, Martin's wife, in a park, a place that should be a sanctuary, a haven for family moments. The setting is deliberately chosen to heighten the sense of violation. This is no random encounter but a calculated move to invade Martin's personal sphere. Samantha, unaware of the full extent of Kenneth's malice, is drawn into a conversation that feels innocuous on the surface but carries an undercurrent of menace. The viewer is left on edge, wondering how far Kenneth will go to unravel Martin's life. Will he stop at psychological torment, or is he capable of something far worse? Martin's breaking point: a man pushed to the edge. As Kenneth's pressure mounts, Martin's comfortable life begins to crumble. The once confident patriarch is reduced to a man on the verge of collapse, his every move shadowed by fear and paranoia. The film masterfully portrays Martin's descent, using tight close-ups and frenetic editing to mirror his unraveling psyche. Every creak of a floorboard, every unexpected knock at the door, becomes a potential threat. Martin's attempts to protect his family grow increasingly desperate, his actions tinged with a raw, almost primal intensity. The question at the heart of Beyond the Gates is whether Martin, pushed to his breaking point, will take matters into his own hands and kill Kenneth. The narrative lays the groundwork for this possibility with meticulous care. Martin is not a violent man by nature, but the film makes it clear that every man has a limit, a point at which fear and desperation give way to action. Martin's love for his family is his greatest strength, but it is also his Achilles heel. As Kenneth's threats grow more overt, Martin's protective instincts kick into overdrive, transforming him from a passive victim into a man capable of unthinkable acts. The film's tension reaches a fever pitch in a sequence where Martin confronts Kenneth directly. The encounter is a clash of wills, with Martin's quiet resolve pitted against Kenneth's unyielding malice. The dialogue crackles with subtext, each word a carefully placed jab in a psychological duel. Martin's eyes betray his inner turmoil, fear, anger, and a growing resolve to end the threat once and for all. The viewer is left to wonder, will Martin cross the line? Will he take a life to protect his own? The moral ambiguity, who is the true monster? What elevates Beyond the Gates beyond a simple tale of revenge is its exploration of moral ambiguity. Neither Martin nor Kenneth is a clear-cut hero or villain, both are products of their choices and circumstances. Kenneth's vendetta, while cruel, is rooted in a sense of betrayal, a wrong that he believes Martin committed against him. The film tantalizes the audience with glimpses of their shared history, hinting at a past filled with secrets and betrayals. Was Martin complicit in something that ruined Kenneth's life? Or is Kenneth's rage misplaced, a projection of his own failures onto an innocent man? Martin, too, is not without flaws. His comfortable life, built on a foundation of privilege, may conceal darker truths. The film suggests that Martin's past is not as clean as he would like to believe, and Kenneth's arrival is a reckoning for sins long buried. This ambiguity forces the audience to question their allegiances. Do we root for Martin to triumph over Kenneth, or do we sympathize with Kenneth's quest for justice, however twisted it may be? The climax, a collision course to catastrophe. As the narrative hurtles toward its climax, the tension becomes almost unbearable. Martin's attempts to protect his family grow increasingly reckless, while Kenneth's actions become more brazen. The film builds to a confrontation that feels inevitable, a collision of two forces that cannot coexist. The question of whether Martin will kill Kenneth hangs over every scene, a specter that grows larger with each passing moment. One possible outcome is that Martin, driven to the edge of sanity, will take matters into his own hands. The film sets up this possibility through a series of escalating encounters, each one pushing Martin closer to a breaking point. A particularly harrowing moment occurs when Martin discovers that Kenneth has been in contact with his children, a violation that shatters any remaining illusions of safety. In this moment, Martin's transformation is complete. He is no longer the man who hoped to reason his way out of danger. He is a father, a husband, a man who will do whatever it takes to protect what is his. Yet, the film also leaves open the possibility that Kenneth's own hubris will be his undoing. His relentless pursuit of revenge blinds him to the consequences of his actions, and there are hints that his alliance with Tyrell and his manipulation of others may backfire. Could Tyrell, realizing the true nature of the man he has befriended, turn against Kenneth? Or will Samantha, underestimated by both men, play a pivotal role in the story's resolution? Why Kenneth's death feels inevitable. The narrative structure of Beyond the Gates strongly suggests that Kenneth's death is a likely outcome, whether at Martin's hands or through some other twist of fate. Kenneth's actions are those of a man who has nothing left to lose, a man who has burned every bridge in his quest for vengeance. This recklessness makes him both dangerous and vulnerable, a volatile force that cannot be contained indefinitely. From a dramatic standpoint, Kenneth's death would serve as a cathartic release for the audience, a resolution to the unbearable tension that has built throughout the film. Martin, as the protagonist, is the lens through which we experience the story, and his triumph, however morally complex, would provide a sense of closure. Yet, the film's refusal to paint Martin as a traditional hero complicates this outcome. If Martin kills Kenneth, will he emerge as a victor, or will he be forever tainted by the act? The broader themes, fear, family, and redemption at its core, Beyond the Gates is a story about the lengths to which a man will go to protect his family, and the cost of confronting one's past. The film explores themes of fear, fear of loss, fear of failure, fear of the truth, and how it can drive even the most rational person to extreme measures. Martin's journey is one of self-discovery, as he is forced to confront not only Kenneth but also the parts of himself he has long suppressed. The film also delves into the idea of redemption. Can Martin atone for his past mistakes, or is he doomed to repeat them? Kenneth, too, is a figure in search of redemption, though his path is one of destruction rather than healing. The interplay between these two men, each grappling with their demons, creates a narrative that is as thought-provoking as it is thrilling. Conclusion: a story that lingers beyond the gates is a masterwork of suspense, a film that keeps viewers on the edge of their seats while challenging them to question their assumptions about right and wrong. The question of whether Martin will kill Kenneth is not just a plot point, it is the emotional and moral crux of the story. As the film builds to its inevitable climax, we are left to ponder the cost of vengeance, the weight of guilt, and the power of love to both save and destroy. Will Martin take the ultimate step and end Kenneth's reign of terror? Or will Kenneth's own actions lead to his downfall? The beauty of Beyond the Gates lies in its refusal to provide easy answers. It is a story that lingers long after the credits roll, a haunting exploration of what it means to be human in the face of unrelenting adversity. As we watch Martin and Kenneth's collision course unfold, we are reminded that sometimes, the greatest battles are fought not with weapons, but within the depths of our own souls.